All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett fiasco. I really feel bad for all the people involved, even Chris Rock. Chris Rock took it very well, but that's unnecessary. If you're a comedian, and I've always been, I've always been kind of like standoffish, not standoffish in terms of knowing them, but in terms of like I find comedic people. I mean, not my comedy because I'm not comedic about people. I'm comedic about that kind of making sound effects and phew with Cheerio, darling, but that kind of thing. But like somebody does comedy where they criticize constantly. I tend to not be friends with people that are into comedy. I'm more into like the really buff looking guy or the pretty girl that's like super gorgeous. That might be funny, but they don't ever make jokes about me. And then the jokes are different types of jokes than you would find a comedian do, right? Like I find I don't spend time with comedians. I mean, I'm not that I wouldn't. If they're attractive, sure, why not? But I find people that are good looking will be sensitive to the things that I'm sensitive to, right? Like maybe people staring at them too long or looking or things that I maybe like a person that's jealous of them dealing with that. They deal with the same issues I do. So I'm not too concerned about, whether it's, like it's just basically like, people are very, I find that I don't make friends with comedians very often. Like, I do have friends that are very, all types, all my past friends, but if I get a new friend, I want them to be good looking, and I want them to be like perfect in their look, and then have like a bit of comedy if they want, but not like making fun of people necessarily, but making fun of situations or whatever. I mean, like my bestie was awesome, and so my bestie had passed away from. She was passed away. She was like, amazing. She was the best friend that anybody could ever have, and she never made fun of me. Like she rarely ever said anything negative. It was so easy to hang around her. She was always so friendly. She was so nice, right? And she was really, really beautiful, right? So it's just that's the kind of friend I want. But anyway, the whole point is, with Chris Rock, saying what he said to Jada Pinkett Smith, that's what comedians do. That's why I don't see comedy shows, right? Because I don't like that kind of comedy. I don't find, especially like drag queen humor, right? Like I find that kind of humor really doesn't upset me because they're not talking about me, but it's just that they always say something that sort of sounds similar to something that I've experienced or whatever, and I just don't like it, right? But I do find sometimes they are very funny and stuff. And if they make a joke that I like, definitely I like it. And I do like comedy, definitely there's nothing wrong with comedy. Everyone likes comedy, but I just stand further back. Like I just kind of avoid it sometimes. But I do watch it sometimes, obviously. But you know what I mean. So I kind of am steer clear from it, or at least when they're making the joke, they steer clear from taking it as an insult if they say something about someone like me, right? Anyway, and sometimes they're very harmless. There's a lot of really funny ones too. Don't get me wrong, but so this whole Jada Pinkett and Will Smith thing. I mean, like, it's obviously a joke, and some of their jokes are over the top, right? But I mean, this is about her disorder, right? She has a disorder. It's not like she can control it. She's got an actual illness, right? So it's, when you're talking about an illness, I mean, I think that's where you draw the line, but a lot of comics don't, right? So but I think what Will Smith did, they are being hard on Will Smith and saying what he did was wrong, and it's true. Violence is not allowed. I've dealt with so many comics where they say, I guess I'm considered a white privileged bisexual, and I mean, and that's a good place to be, but a lot of jokes are geared towards that, right? So when you get a joke that's directed directly at you, whether you're a celebrity or not, and it's your wife's illness, it's hard to take, right? But, I mean, I think they're being way too hard on Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I mean, like, it's about her illness. She has an illness. Like, being a bald girl in Hollywood is not easy. I mean, she's a pretty girl for sure, but she has no hair, right? And I guess she could wear wigs if she wanted to, but she chooses to represent alopecia, right? I think that's a hard thing to deal with. I don't know. I mean, I know they're being hard on Will Smith and they're talking about punishing him severely and doing all this stuff and all this, but I think, when you have alopecia, it's an illness. You can't control it. I really think that it's something that you have no control over, and it's devastating to a woman, especially a Hollywood woman. Like, some women wouldn't care. They love to be bald. They don't care. But Other women love many women love having long hair, right? Like, look at me, I prefer to have long hair. Obviously this is a wig, which I don't understand why she doesn't wear wigs, you know, but she has an illness and she's proud to say it, and she's not hiding it from it, so what's wrong with that, right? But anyway, I think they're being too hard on Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I know he did a violent thing, it was crazy, never seen on the Oscars, no one should have to worry about that. And I mean, I know it's just a joke, and he was just joking, but maybe they get constant jokes about it, you know? It's very annoying to get a joke about something when you've always been joked about it, you know? Or that you can't get away from it, right? Anyway, obviously both of them were wrong, but I mean, I guess Chris Rock was not as wrong because, you know, that's what comedy's all about, right? If you can't take the joke, you just don't go, right? Anyway, totally enjoyed the show. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.